Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second annual Manifest Clients Now, Amplify Your Confidence, and Get Fully Booked in Any Economy Summit. I'm Dr. Cherie Sekou, owner of Cherie Sekou Consulting and founder of Your Treasured Life, a leadership and lifestyle brand dedicated to amplifying the work of women and inspiring positive change. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with one such leader. That's business coach and host of this series, Kadidja Hassani. If you're new to Kadidja, here's a little bit about her and her work. Kadidja Yassani is the founder of bloomintoyou.com and the creator of the Business Queen Academy, where she helps women entrepreneurs launch, enroll, and deliver their signature coaching programs. Over the past decade, she's coached her clients to do things like package their experience and expertise into a marketable offer, get their first and next paying clients, have their first 10K months, and position themselves as leaders in their niche. Kadidja was a women's studies major at UC Berkeley and is a certified coach. She is devoted to empowering women to own their value, charge what we are worth, and do what they love. She's the proud mom of two, Naima, 8, and Khalil, 6, together with her husband and business partner, Mike. They live in the San Francisco Bay Area. And when she's not working with clients, she loves to garden, antique shop, and go walks with her family. I want to welcome again Kadidja. Kadidja, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Dr. Cherie. It's so great to be with you again. We were together last time, and I'm just excited for everyone to benefit from this amazing series.
I'm excited as well. And you know what? It was a great summit last time. And I'm just really glad to be with you here again. Now, why did you decide to do it again?
Well, I can't believe this is the third time I'm doing a summit. It's the second time that it's the Manifest Clients Now, and I had such a great time doing it the first time. And one of the steps in my Client Creation Queen framework is to host an event. And a lot of people in my community, including clients and people on discovery calls, they were telling me, they're feeling burnt out. It's the end of the year. Maybe just that excitement they were feeling about something has already waned. And I thought, like, what could I do to finish out the year strong for myself and support my clients and my community to both have some spiritual advice on how to feel better, but then also what are some practical things they can do to generate revenue in their business?
Oh, I love that. And what a beautiful gift. So, in just a moment, I'm going to dive a bit deeper into the summit. But first, I want to hear more from you. Give us an overview of what to expect within the summit and how you think people can get the most out of it. So we'll go back to getting those new clients, but let's talk about the summits first.
Yeah, so I've interviewed 24 amazing business and manifestation experts. Some have been my former coaches. So I always say in the interview, I've worked with this person, and people are always looking at as how they can grow their business. And we have several themes. There's something on here for everyone. So whether you want to fill your one-on-one coaching practice, maybe you're booked out and you're like, what's next? Maybe you've been thinking about doing a group. We have people talking about how you can leverage and scale your business with groups. We also have branding, how you can create a standout brand for yourself so that you feel confident putting your services out there and it really makes a connection with your ideal clients. One of the interesting things, Cherie, is that on this summit, I feel like a major theme has been healing. And I was going to say accidental, but there are no accidents. Like, I feel like healing has come up in several of the conversations. So one of the themes is like heal your life so you can grow your business. And so people are talking about how you can heal those core wounds or limiting beliefs or, traumas from childhood or healing around money so that you really can progress in your business. So there's really something here for everyone. You're going to be getting it in your email inbox every day, perhaps 2 to 4 interviews that you can listen to. And all of the speakers offer some great next steps and even journaling prompts. So I'm a huge note taker. I recommend getting your notebook, writing down those journal prompts. You can come over into our Facebook group at Women Coaches in Bloom if you want to share your takeaways. And it's just a great way to connect with the other people that are watching the series as well. And then if you feel like you want to keep the series, we have a VIP upgrade so that you can have it, ongoingly, and you can reference it throughout the year. But I have literally been so inspired after each interview. And it just has pointed out to me, like, another theme alongside healing is just how we have to keep doing our own personal development work, how we have to work on our own energy, because as coach, healers, and guides, we're always giving to others and thinking about others. And that can be a sure, quick road to burnout. And we don't want to do that. So there's so many topics that I'm sure everyone will find something that really resonates with them.
Well, Kadidja, I love hearing the balance. So it's about the business and it's also becoming who we want to be in that business and loving on ourselves, which is fantastic. Now, for people who are just meeting you for the first time, and I know a lot of people still might be curious about this one, tell us how you got started as a coach.
Yes. I would have never expected that I would become a business coach. I often share the story. So I'm in San Francisco in the Bay Area. I was born and raised in Berkeley. I'm a first generation Guinean West African, and my father is a retired economics professor. And he would always say, "Darling, a girl like you should major in business." And Cherie, I was like, this man
Sounds like my family.
does not know who I am, right? I was like, I think I
That
had the
happened.
other version of what business was, and I felt more sensitive. I felt more like a people person. And for whatever reason, I just imagined that to be in business, you needed to have a harder personality than I thought that I had. And so I actually thought that I wanted to be a therapist. And I was looking at programs in counseling psychology, and I came across coaching. And when I was reading about it, I was like, yes, yes, yes. And I feel like a lot of people who become coaches or guides, when they see it, they feel like it really resonates with them. And for me, it was really about living into my purpose, living my fullest potential. And I felt really inspired by making the most of who I am, my skills, gifts, and talents this lifetime, but then also helping others to do the same. I did go through a coaching program years ago. It was a great program. It taught me the skills to be a good coach. I would say most people have some natural ability, whether you're certified or not, but I did go the school route. I did have some natural ability, in that together, I felt really confident as a coach, but I didn't learn the skills to market and open my business. So I went through my program. I had other jobs, did other things. And then I thought, well, maybe I need more training. So I got another certification, Cherie. And then after that second certification, I began to put myself out there by hosting women's groups in my living room. And I really enjoy doing that. I've always sat in women's circles. I love gathering people and just the medicine that unfolds from being in community. But I would never make offers. I would never tell people that they could take the next step to coach with me. I felt confident at that part, at coaching, but I did not feel confident at all in selling and marketing. Like, there was a way I felt like I was, taking money from people or asking them to do something. So I really had to figure it out. It was either I was going to get a job or I was really going to learn how to do this. And I worked with an amazing coach he showed me how to make offers, which I did not learn in my program. He taught me how to hold discovery calls and just really create an offer that people would feel attracted to and want to learn more about. So it is a skill. I would say that I speak to a lot of people who feel really confident at what they have to offer, but they don't know how to market, promote, sell, and really realize that you can't actually do the transformational work until you sell and the person signs up to work with you. So through those women's groups, people started asking me if I could help them get clients. And that's how my niche was born. So if you're in a place of like, I know there's so many ways that I can help people, but I just am not quite sure how, it's a good place to see, like, what do people come to you for already? That's a good place to start. Of course, you want it to be married with something that you want to do. And so, like I said, I would have never expected that I would become a business coach, but I think that getting clients and business coaching, there's so much more to it. It really is a spiritual journey of all these things that we're talking about in this summit, of really learning about who you are, beginning to see your worth and your value and share your voice. And a lot of people that come to me identify as teachers. They want to facilitate, guide, and creating your business really is the platform for you to be fully self-expressed, should you choose, and share all of those things. So that is how I became a coach. And because people were asking me how to get clients, that's how my first program was born. It was called the Client Creation Queen. No, it was called the Client Creation Program. Then it evolved to the Client Creation Queen Program, and we're now the Business Queen Academy. But you don't have to figure things out on your own. That happens in collaboration with my community.
Well, first of all, Kadidja, so many nuggets in that last answer. One, giving people permission to acknowledge that while we may have gotten some great information, we're not expected to know everything. It's okay to reach out to others for help and get the support we need to kind of give our passion and dreams wings. So I love that you just pull back the curtain on your process with that and let people know that they're not alone. So this is a beautiful
Absolutely not.
for them to be, you know?
You
A
are
lot of
not
people stuck.
alone. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sherry.
No, I just said a lot of people stuck there with just
Yeah.
wondering, is it time for me? Should I know this already?
Yes. I would say that, all the things that I have learned how to do in my business, I learned by working with someone. So like, I'm hosting this summit. I didn't invent the summit, right? Like, I went through a training to learn how to do it. I've, launched a podcast. I went through a training to learn how to do it. Having discovery calls, someone taught me and I worked with a template to do it. Even, I've always loved to write, but even creating content to share that's business related, I learned to do it. So to think that you should already know this is not true. Like business is a skill. People go to school to learn business. They go to school to learn how to be a doctor. And there's trainings and a skill set to learn how to be a good coach. Yes. And to also how to sell and market your coaching skills.
Well, I love that. And no one has to feel alone or sad about it. We can take action to do what we can to elevate our knowledge in those areas. So just love the permission piece that you gave there. It's a good nugget. Now, talk to us about clients. So what are your thoughts on how to manifest more clients and the evolution of programs? Because earlier you mentioned how your client program was made manifest based coming to you, you leaning into your natural gifts, but also you spoke to the evolution over time. So tell us
Yeah.
about clients and permission for evolution as well.
Oh, such a great question. Well, oftentimes I would hear people say, I need help getting clients or more clients. And I call it client creation because we're coming from a different perspective, that it's not like, how are you going to get, but how are you going to create the environment? Like, starting and growing a business is a creative endeavor. How amazing. You're creating something that has never existed before. And so we create our email list, we create our Facebook groups, we create, clients. All of those things are things that you get to generate. And I think that it puts the power back with you versus thinking like clients are outside of you. So I think a better question is like, how do I create clients? And I want to give you a little framework for manifesting, not just clients, but manifesting in general. And so the first step is to have a goal. And if you feel like you don't like the word goal, Don't get hung up on the word goal. You can use the word vision, you can use the word intention, but we need to have a desire to achieve something. And so that is the first step. It's like, do you want to get a certain number of subscribers by the end of the year? Do you want to post a certain number of workshops? Do you have an income goal? We need to have a goal that is our North Star. And I'll quickly say, I know sometimes people are afraid to state a goal because they feel like, what if I don't achieve it? But if you don't set it, the likelihood of you achieving it is even further down the line than if you set a goal. Yeah. So the second key when it comes to manifesting is you actually want to write it down and say it out loud. You can say it out loud to yourself in the mirror. You could say it out loud to an accountability partner, to your coach. That is, now we're like bringing it from this idea place. It would be nice to like, okay, how am I going to make this happen? And so you want to write it down. The truth is we can forget our goals and we might have so many. And so you just verbalizing it to yourself, to a person, writing it down, it's like bringing that focus and that vision onto the goal. And we don't want to just write it down once. We want to be connected to it and look at it often. And what we're doing is we're charging our manifestation when we do this. So the third one around manifesting is we want to take actions that are in alignment with that goal, vision, desire, and stay away from ones that are not. That seems so obvious, Dr. Cherie, but think about how many things you want in your life right now that you're not taking any action on. I'll be honest, I'll raise my hand. I have some things that I want in my life that I'm not taking any action on, right? So once we've decided of all the things, like this is the thing that I want to focus on, what is actually going to support me to bring on those 100, 1,000, 50 new, fans or subscribers? I'm going to create a lead magnet. I'm going to host some free workshops. How am I going to reach that income goal? What's my package cost? So we really want to take actions and then stay away from things that seem like, because sometimes it can feel like you're in action, but is it a money-making activity that you're actually participating in, or is it just keeping you busy, making you feel like you're working towards your goal, but it's just kind of taking up space? So we really want to be mindful that the actions that we're taking, is this leading to my income goal? Is this leading to my community building goal? Be very clear on that. And then the fourth one is we want to show up fully. We want to be committed to our action. And we also have to be willing to release attachment. And so what that means, I'll just use the example of hosting an event, since that's one of the steps in the Client Creation Queen framework, is like I used to host events, but then I would be shy to post on my personal page. So it's like, okay, all my people are on my personal page, not on my business page, but I'm like shyly posting it on my business page. I'm talking about it once, and then like, oh, less people came than I wanted. And you think, see, this doesn't work. Now, as someone who's hosted many events, I know that when I'm really showing up with my energy and I'm fully committed, there's a different energy that comes through. That being said, it doesn't mean you're going to get the exact result that you want at the time that you want it, but we want to show up fully. I absolutely 100% see the difference when I show up fully versus when I show up half-heartedly because I'm afraid of rejection or wondering what other people are going to say. And at the same time, it's like, okay, you can't force the outcome. There are lots of variables that are happening, and we have to be able to show up fully and also release the timing, which I think is probably the most challenging step. So I'll just pause there for a moment. I know that that was a mouthful, but those I would say are the 4 steps to manifesting, whether it's in you're wanting to get clients or manifest something else in your life.
Well, Kadidja, you have to back up just a little bit.
Okay, please.
All kinds of jewels of wisdom in what you just said. So the power of naming it, writing it down, claiming it, speaking to someone about it. So very good. Now, the last piece you mentioned around that space for intention with detachment.
Yes.
And focus. Please say just a little bit more on that one, because I think that's a one that a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
We want to quickly see the results and we're not sure what to do. When we don't see them, we're not even sure if the action has been right where it needs to be in focus, as you mentioned. Please say a little bit more about
Yeah,
that.
and I'm thinking two examples are coming to mind. So one example, let's say you're waiting for someone to call you and you're just constantly looking at your phone. Have they called? Have they texted? What's going on? And then finally you said, you know what? I'm gonna take myself out to eat. I'm gonna go to a dance class and come back. And you come back and the person has called, right? So what happens is like we're in a holding pattern, we're tense, we're trying to force an outcome. And it's like realizing like I can do my part and then you have a life. Your business is not your entire life. It's a part of your life. So you're going to post. You're not going to stay on your phone all day waiting for people to like and comment. You're going to send your posts. You're going to engage. Maybe you set some hours where you're going to come back and comment and post, but you're going to go out and live your life. And that's going to create some space for you. I'm going like
Feels
this.
good, right? Feels good to have that extra space. And
Space,
yeah,
and
oh
then
yeah.
you're going to like, that you did what you could, and then you're going to go and live your life. Right. And so if you can do that on a regular basis, sometimes we just have to, and I think it's really great for you to just have space energetically. We're not like, we can feel, I think, and I know this audience who's here are highly perceptive and intuitive. We can feel when someone's leaning in too much and it can make us lean back, right? So we're going to be not neutral, meaning that you don't care, but like you're going to give what you can and surrender the outcome. And so I was sharing with Cherie, I'm a first-time home buyer. We just bought a house in January, and there was a moment where we're like, we thought that it was going to fall through, and I really wanted this house. And so I had to, sometimes it's not easy to detach because it's like you want the thing, you think you're supposed to have the thing. And I had to be like, I want this or something better. So this or something better. So I literally wrote on a card, how I was prayerful for this place, but I said, or something better, because sometimes that something better could be way better than what you had in mind. So let's leave room for something better that you can't even see just yet. And that's going to bring a lot of spaciousness to your discovery calls. That's going to bring a lot of spaciousness when you're meeting and talking to people. People are going to feel that from you, and it's going to be very attractive.
Yeah, and it also gives space for grace to show up because we
Yeah,
don't know, right? We put
right.
it out there for all the magic to happen, and it can show up in so many beautiful ways. I'm glad you added just more for people to think about as it relates to that. Now, I have a feeling that while people will make their way to the summit, they want to learn, they want to grow, but there's some folks out there who are on the fence. Maybe they're feeling stuck or frustrated in their business. Maybe they're dealing with overwhelm, like you mentioned earlier. They're just not sure if this is the place for them or what they should do next. What would you say to that group of folks?
Yes, thanks for asking that. I would say the first thing is make sure you have a clear goal. We went over the 4 steps to manifesting. And then all of you who have signed up for the series, I also shared a free gift called the Client Creation Queen Framework. So it should be in your email. I'm not going to go over all the steps here, but I will highlight one of those steps. And one of those steps is to host an event. And so what I love so much about this strategy is that, and some of you might be feeling like, oh my God, I'm not an event person.
Right.
Like there's lots of ways, that we could interpret the word event. So I'm hosting an event right now, this summit, but this event could be a workshop. It could be a challenge. It could be, a live. And what I like so much about this is that because social media is so active and people are so stimulated with email and so many electronics, when you host an event around connected to your niche that offers quality value to your potential clients, it's like you're drawing them in. It positions you as an expert. It creates that know, like, and trust factor. You don't have to wait to be on someone else's stage which I highly recommend doing, being on other people's stages. It's just, you don't know when that's going to happen. That could be next week. It could be next year. It could be next 6 months. But if you want to put the power back in your hands, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to generate something. Again, we're coming from the place of being the creator, creatrix. And so you can select something that you're excited to talk about that's going to deliver great value and invite people to take the next step with you through a discovery call. So I know that you mentioned some people might be feeling burnt out. We aren't meant to be feeling like on top of the world 24/7. There's so much energy that you're exerting in your business, and maybe you have a family, maybe, I have kids, maybe you have a full-time job, maybe there are other things you're doing, you're caring for an elderly parent, there are other things you have alongside your business. So ask yourself if you've had a break recently. So it could be that you need a break to recharge your batteries. It could be that you're forcing a strategy that isn't in alignment with you. And it's important to look at, hey, what am I doing? Do I actually enjoy this? And when you're leading from that place of joy and fun, it's going to be easy for you to show up and share. So I would say that look at what you're doing. When's the last time that you made an offer? Sometimes people say that they want to get clients, and it's been a long time since they actually made a direct invitation for someone to work with them. So those are a few things. And then I would just say that you didn't start your business just to be all business 24/7. Like, one of the things that I have really let myself receive this year is to enjoy my life outside of my business. And so when Cherie was sharing earlier that, like, I have fallen in love with gardening. So I, like, even sometimes in between sessions, I go out into the garden, I'm pruning, I'm planting something, I'm, laying in the hammock. So like, when you have other things in addition to your business that bring you joy, because I know many of you here are really passionate about your business and it probably feels like a hobby, but it's nice to have that balance, and it's okay to take a break. Some of the speakers will be talking about how essential it is to have that white space so that you can get the downloads on what to create next. So I hope I answered your question. If not,
No,
ask
you did.
again.
No, you did. And I think, Kadidja, what you're also saying is that it's okay to take time away from working, in the business all the time, to get poured into through an event like your summit, to hear from people like yourself and all the other fabulous folks you've gathered to help us learn and grow more. But so a lot of times we get into the nuts and bolts of working on it and feel like we have to. But what about getting poured into through something like this? So it's a great, beautiful space for that as well.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned, or I heard that there is a VIP upgrade. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So the way the summit works is that you'll receive the videos, the interviews every day, and you'll have 72 hours to watch them for free. And if you feel like you want to have access to this ongoingly, you can purchase the VIP upgrade, and you're going to get 3 things with that upgrade. So one is you're going to get lifetime access to all the recordings. So if you feel like you're not going to get through it during the series and you want to take more time to go through it and go through all the exercises, you can do that. The second thing is you're going to get a Manifest Clients Now breakthrough session with me or a member of my team. It'll be 45 minutes where we can dive into more deeply what's happening in your business now, what are some good next steps for you to bring in more clients and feel like you're enjoying your business again. And then the third thing is you're going to get a ticket to our annual 3-day Client Creation Queen online retreat. This is a virtual retreat and people from all over the world attend. And I'm just I love my community. They are truly heart-centered people. People walk away with accountability buddies, with people that they collaborate on events with, and they become great friends. So this is a 3-day event that takes place every January, where we clear out the year before and we work on our marketing and monetization goals for the new year. And it's just such a great way to kick off the year. So when you get the upgrade, you're going to get those 3 things.
Beautiful. That sounds like a wonderful way to start the year peacefully, but strong and sure about your next directions for 2023 and beyond. Now, any final thoughts? Anything else we should know about you, your work, the summit coming up, or just in general?
Well, I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself. No matter where you are, like if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling inspired, if you're feeling like you're wondering what your next step is, I really believe that you're going to be inspired by this series. You're not here by accident. There is something here for you, and I'm always listening to something inspiring. It's one of the ways that I fill up my cup. And I offer this to you as a way to fill up your cup, and emotionally, spiritually, but then also practically. And I just highly invite you to come on over into the Facebook group at Women Coaches in Bloom and let us know. You know, people want to know. I'm sure you want to know when you put stuff out there, like what you're getting. It's going to mean so much to me and to the other speakers to hear how what you're hearing is impacting you and what it's inspiring you to do. So I'm so grateful that you're here, and I hope you enjoy the summit as much as I have enjoyed creating it.
Well, we're grateful for you, and we're grateful for this beautiful gift of the summit. I want to thank you so much for your leadership, your love, and for all you do over and over to support women in business and in life. I want to encourage everyone to go over to the Facebook group, Women Coaches in Bloom. Let us know your biggest takeaway from today, what this conversation sparked and inspired in you. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks,
Thank you so
Kadidja.
much. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.